Peace, love, wholeness, divine love chosen. Welcome back to the channel. If you're seeing this, that means this message is for you. So go ahead and receive it as it resonates. If it don't, just let it fly, y'all. Keep it pushing, going about your day. I hope y'all are doing well and taking care of yourselves. We're going to see what needs to be illuminated by the ancestors at this time. What messages need to be illuminated. I was hearing, get these, do these channel messages. Let me see. Gratitude. These is positive messages. Gratitude. I had already prayed. I hope y'all are doing what you gotta do for you and yours. Yeah. I think these is balance messages, but at the bottom, I was just shuffling, but at the bottom of the deck, we got karmic family suffering. Right? Those determined to be in karmic energy, right? Deceptive energy, you know, strategic plotting, you know, controlling energy. Big on, you know, the deceptive energy. Ooh, okay, but we got peace coming out. Okay, so fuck what they're projecting. Fuck what they're projecting. Okay. Live out loud. And speak up. Yeah. Can't nobody control you, right? It's these egomaniac weirdo motherfuckers who feel like, you know, they just gotta control you. You know, who feel like they losing themselves or losing their mind because they just want to control you so bad. But your ancestors got you. We just gonna put this over here just because this is the only card like that. Okay. Me being all particular. But gratitude, beautiful energy, beautiful energy. Emotional energy of that needs to be illuminated at this time. Actually, let's pull some. Yeah, we got freedom at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Yeah, it reminds you to break free from constraints and live in a way that truly aligns with who you are. Okay. And folks, I feel like is in the energy these karmic family members that are suffering or feel like they're suffering because of their ego. Okay. Ooh. See, karmic family want to come out so bad. Okay. Yeah, spirit is like they need to pay attention to themselves. Okay. Heavily judgmental. Okay. They need to focus on themselves. And oftentimes when folks feel emotionally stuck, it's because they haven't been focusing enough on themselves. Right? Even us as parents, right? When we get emotionally overwhelmed, it usually is a sign that you need to just take some time out to prioritize your peace of mind and prioritize, you know, your body and prioritize your breathing and just relaxation overall, right? It usually means that we, you know, you need to take a deeper, like, inner quest to reflect on what it is that has you so emotionally overwhelmed and really take a step back to see the situation from different perspectives. When it comes to those of us parents who are determined to more so devoted to healing from karmic generational curses, that may reflect in our reality sometimes, which is okay. Okay, you are on the right track. You are not alone. Okay, and you are not um what you gonna call it? You are not ashamed of your wholeness. You are not ashamed of your flaws. Okay, but be mindful of the people that you allow in and express yourself to, because they could try to use your vulnerability, right? Your ability to um, express what it is you're going through, right, with your children or in your family dynamic that you are healing, that healing from those toxic energies from your past and traumas. They could try to use those things as, you know, pointers to be like, see, like look, or trying to feel like they have something over your head, or trying to feel like because you are confiding in them, and those are also toxic karmic people that you should keep your distance from, emotionally, however you have to, right? um and then feel some type of way when you're also able to be vulnerable enough to take accountability for your wrongdoings, right? And feel some type of way like, oh shit, like how do I say it? Like, it's like, they want you to be vulnerable with them and for you to tell them your vulnerabilities or your secrets or your traumas, feeling like, they have something over you. And then when you are also accountable for your wrongdoings, feeling some type of way because you're not, how do I say it? Like, you're not deeply negatively affected by whatever control dynamic that they think that they have over you in your life, right? Or jealous and envious at your ability to heal and learn from your own mistakes and grow from your own mistakes, and um, still be accountable for your own faults. And it's just corny as fuck because it's like all my family traumas out there. I don't give a fuck. Just very can't you there's nobody in the world that I feel like I would be ashamed of them knowing my shit, right? When you own your shit, you're not worried about how people perceive you, right? When you own your shit, you're not worried about how people perceive you, regardless of who it is. In real life, on the internet, this period. And I think that can trigger deeply within, like, I think that can trigger deeply insecure people who aren't able to be real enough in their own lives. So your energy and just your energy or your boundaries can trigger them. Your peace, your ability to live out loud and speak up on how you feel, good and bad. You ain't holding your tongue, you ain't holding nothing back. Unless you are guided to hold and maintain your emotional boundaries with certain people that you have to have in your life or that you have to see. Okay? Even online, right? Your emotional boundaries, you being able to take a step back and be like, nah, I don't have to be this emotional support human for folks who don't appreciate me. Just period. And so you can pour into yourself. And so you can do what it is, or you can catch up on like goals that you have for yourself. Or even if you want to catch up on rest, right? You set those boundaries, and folks could be triggered by it because their emotional immaturity only ends up draining you, right? Instead of um, fulfilling you. Yeah, we got death spells backfiring, Libra energy. Okay. Okay. Let's pull and see. Yep. Pouring into yourself. Yes. It's like when you have to set boundaries too, it's like that's your spirit like nudging you, reminding you that you don't trust them, right? Because of their negative projections, because you feel their negative projections. And so you are pouring into yourself. And when you do that and you don't allow them to extract your good energy and drain your good energy and pretend in your face like they're just in this all love and light energy, toxic positive energy playing in your face, right? Unable to be vulnerable about their negativity or their negative projections, it ends up just draining you. And they want you for your good energy. Yeah, because of codependencies. Yep. Soul to soul. Raw, genuine love. So they gotta watch you from a distance, right? And still hate on what you do at the same time, right? Still hate on your spirit, your gifts, your abilities to see at the same time. So no, your spirit doesn't trust certain people in your energy because they're unwilling to reciprocate the same energy. They're not real enough. They're not able to be real enough in your energy. So yeah, your spirit is always going to guide you to speak up and free yourself. Right? There's folks losing their minds, pulling their hairs out, angry as fuck because they refuse to communicate how they really feel. And if how they really feel is karmic or toxic, they refuse to be accountable for it, right? And they refuse to heal from that egomania that's driving them insane, essentially, and surrender to love. They can try to knock you down, but you still rise in divine time, okay? And your spirit team don't never mind you moving solo. And you don't ever mind you moving solo, and your spirit team don't ever mind you moving solo. When you show up and when you allow access and when you grant access to your energy, it is a blessing. And because folks have a hard time truly loving themselves within, they take advantage of the blessing through the egomania. They want to disregard the blessing. They want to try to um, shit on the blessing, basically, that your energy is and that you are. Yeah, underestimating your strength. And that came out with the ocean. They're underestimating your strength. They're underestimating who you are. But honestly, Divine Love Chosen, I feel like you've gotten so, you become okay with that. You actually prefer that. Prefer that they underestimate you. Right? Because you don't got time to be trying to fall to the egomaniacs and prove anything to anybody. Okay? We don't got time for none of that. All right? Especially people who are determined to, trying to mistreat you, right? Even energetically. Especially those who are determined to stick to their negative projections instead of um, breaking down their own ego, right? Like, oh well, just period. Yeah, we got feeling me, feeling you coming out in protection prayers. Stay up on your protection prayers. Okay, you have a mind of your own, and that's what really disturbs people. And the whole time they're still manifesting your energy, manifesting peace and love. Whatever Libra energy is wishing death upon you or endings your way, it doesn't have to be physical death. It can be, you know, endings, right? It could be trying to stop you. It could be um, just in a very controlling energy trying to end things for you in your life or trying to stop things for you in your life. Whatever Libra energy is on that, the spells is backfiring onto them. Okay, it could be actual Libra or it could be Libra placements as well. Yeah, I'm seeing group rituals come out with, if they don't respect you, they don't deserve you. Period. So folks could be talking to people or running to people in their real life because they're going hard, intimidated by your energy, right? They could be going to people in their real life trying to control the narrative or trying to vent to, fraudulent as people in their energy anyway, in their real life. Um, and they could see you as an easy target, especially those of my divine love chosen who are online, right? Even those ones who go along with the propaganda and come up in the in online status and stuff like that. A lot of times y'all don't really have too many people in your real life, like in your circle, especially the emotionally intelligent empaths. Like, y'all don't have too many people in your real life like circle because you could be healing from karmic cycles of your past. You could be healing from karmic relationships in your past, friendships in your past, family especially. You could also be very intentional about the type of people that you have in your life and the type of people that you exchange energy with, right? Whether that's um, even on a friendship level. So you could be very intentional about not keeping people around who are, who have ill intentions or who have, like, you know, hidden motives to, play these egomaniac games and deceive you and, um, just play on your emotions, play on your heart, or, just be very deceptive in general. And so these, these folks who are going hard, intimidated by your energy, by your ability to just see, right? And also be real about what it is you're feeling, be real about what it is you're seeing, and be real and vulnerable about what it is you're going through. also taking accountability for, you know, who you are, and taking accountability for your actions, and taking accountability for like just being a real ass person, right? They could be intimidated and run into groups, right? Run into fraudulent ass groups, you know, disrespecting you and disrespecting your energy because they feel like, you know, they don't have anybody to turn to, right? And so that's the thing, Divine Love Chosen. I'm never pressed to tell the details of my, you know, my relationships, my friendships, my, you know, what I got going on with my personal relationships, or even um my relationships, even my relationship with my children, right? But I will, like I said, I will come up on here, and if it is illuminated, I will take accountability, right? I will be honest about what I'm going through, right? But it's like these people feel like that. I feel like you are releasing the idea that um you are releasing the idea that if you speak up about what it is you're going through, right? Because this is what they want. They want you to stop speaking up, right? They want you to stop illuminating what's real because they're not real enough to handle your real ass energy, right? They're not real enough to meet you where you are, right? They're not real enough to pour into you the ways in which you need. So they stay at a level of pouring into you how, from a level that they understand, right? Just to try to uphold some sort of image, right? And then go behind your back disrespecting you in real life, thinking that you thinking that you don't, thinking that they have you cornered, or like that you don't have anybody, right, to turn to. And this could also be something that you need to reflect on within yourself, in remembrance of your karmic family and the ways in which that they have tried to do this to you as well. Isolate you, single you out, right? Try to control the narrative of people around them, thinking that that's supposed to move you or affect you. You don't give a fuck about their opinion, right? You stopped valuing their opinions over you. Even if you have loved them, you stopped valuing their opinions over you because you recognize how negative and ill-willed their perceptions and projections are rooted of you, and their determination to try to energetically tear you down and energetically discredit you. So you stopped valuing their perception of you, even if it comes, you know, even if they got, you know, their performative energy down pat, right? Even if they could smile up in your face and say, you know, a whole bunch of sweet things, right? It doesn't move you because you recognize that their intentions aren't genuine, right? You recognize that it's performative. You recognize that it's not genuine, right? And so Spirit is like, if they don't respect you, they don't deserve you. Just period. And I'm gonna pull some emotional cards and see. Hold on, let me shut this window because it is cold. Okay, I'm gonna pull some emotions from the emotion deck and see what's going on. But also, basically, Spirit is saying, like, if they feel like that's the thing. People could feel some type of way about how you show up, right? People could feel triggered because, you know, you're, when they're guided, you know, when they go off in their real life trying to control the narrative of people around them and trying to control the narrative of their friends, and, you know, trying to control how their friends see them and how their friends perceive them in their real life, right? Being in this egomaniac energy in their real life. You don't do that, right? Even when you are aligned with people in your real life, you don't do that. You don't have to try to control the narrative of anybody. You just speak the truth. Even if the narrative is truthful, it's not like you're trying to bash anybody in the truth. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference of like going around and trying to just gossip about somebody because you're in your feelings, and trying to tell somebody's business because you're in your feelings. And then there's another thing of like, let me update you about this experience that I've had with somebody. And not out of like, because, oh, that's what you just like to do. You just like to talk about people, because you don't. You just like to be in your peace, right? But when you feel people's negative projections, you still pick up on those negative projections, and you recognize that, they're being very performative in your face. They gotta play nice in your face because they know better, right? And that's really how it really be, divine love children. So don't ever take it personal. But the thing is, your ancestors and your guides, it has you showing up in a way that that how do I say it? Your ancestors is always going to reveal what's going on, always going to confirm what's going on, right? If they think they got you cornered, they wrong, right? If they think they got you controlled, they got a rude awakening coming in for them, right? And so, Spirit doesn't want you to feel no type of way, because you recognize that you're not just on here like, trying to start nothing with nobody, right? Just being a bully ass energy. You're not on that type of timing. But what you will do is defend yourself. What you will do is continue to speak up. What your ancestors will guide you to is freeing yourself, right? So that you can be rooted and stay clear, right? And instead of allowing people in your life, right, that you align with, that you love, to feel like they have some sort of control over how you move and how you be. And at the same time, Spirit is always going to, even though you may not have too many physical people around you, Spirit is going to, because you do also move intentionally on these platforms and against the propaganda, Spirit is also going to align you to your divine angels, and that you resonate with, right? Align you with energies and people that can, how do I say it? It's always going to align you with the truth through your divine angels, right? And what resonates with you, and also blessing them like they bless you, right? To reaffirm that you're not alone, right? And because of this as well, people could feel like you defending yourself is trying to control the narrative around, you know, people that you align with, right? People who mistreat you, or people who um, have sacrificed your genuine relationship and genuine connection, vulnerable, honest connection, for the egomania, right? So Spirit doesn't want you to worry about none of that, okay? Let's go ahead and pull these cards. Spirit doesn't want you to worry about none of that, okay? Because those who are playing in your energy, who feel like they're all powerful, more powerful, ooh, I gotta control her, ooh, let me focus on wishing shit in her life, and praying over her life, and with ill will and ill intentions, because they don't have they don't have enough love for themselves to stay focused on themselves, right? So they want to control how you be, how you move, how you feel, with ill will, right? Because they can't be real enough to just explain how they feel. They don't want to be real enough to be vulnerable in the ways in which that you are, because they were taught that that is weakness, when really it gives you strength, and you understand it on a deeper level, right? You can't teach somebody how to be real, boo. But hopefully they can do the right thing and feel inspired. It's like folks, want to lose their minds and get mad at you or feel frustrated at you because they want you to teach them something. They want you to teach them something. They want you to do the work for them. That's what it really is. They want you to do the work for them, right? So they blame you, they mad at you, they want you to do the work for them. But as soon as you get to going to giving them advice, as soon as you get to going to telling them, oh, this is where spirit is guiding your next steps, they want to disregard what you are saying. They want to disregard your wisdom. They want to disregard your guidance, just to try to have somebody to blame, to avoid doing their own inner work. Okay? Yeah. These three came out: confidence, faith, and resonance. And resonance. Taking action, knowing that you can overcome any obstacle that they try to throw in your direction. You stay true to your beliefs, right? You stay true to your reality, to your experience. Okay? And you know how to deeply resonate with people. Whether they want to believe you or not, that's on them. You're not here to convince non-believers. You're not here to convince anybody. You're not here to control the narrative of anybody's life. They're going to write their own karma or write their own dharma messing with you. Period. They're either going to have genuine rooted intentions or they're going to be moving through their ego and fucking themselves up. Yeah, why? Because of jealousy. Jealousy of your vulnerability, jealousy of your joyous energy, jealous of your ability, your resilience. And for what? And for what? Because you are a miracle. You bring miracles into their life. You embody this free energy, this fearless energy. Okay? And you make them reflect on their jealousy and envy. You make them reflect, so they in a panic. They in a panic about your wisdom. They're in a panic about your wisdom because they can't control the narrative of who you are. Like they could control the narrative of everybody else in their life or anybody else in their life or past lovers, past friends. They can control the narrative. And that's what they do. They're not rooted from a genuine space. They can try to control the narrative. I done made friends and lost friends all in the same year. You don't see me on here trying to, oh, and I was friends with, no. And this happened, and this happened, because of this, no, because I don't move in that with that intention. And if we are close enough where I can share my experience, it's never in a sense of being determined to trying to break them down or tear them down. It's just to clarify my experience, right? To free myself from the suppression or the denial that folks love to stay in. Because Divine Love Chosen, we don't carry that hateful rooted energy. We don't carry that hateful egomaniatric ass energy. I'm not sitting here day in and day out trying to gossip about my karmic family. Just period. And the bullshit that they try to put me through. Losing access to me. Thinking that they can control the narrative of my life. And that's why I had to also take a break as well, because I wasn't finna let them do that to me or my future through this platform. What was said needed to be said. Because that's the thing, when you are emotionally intelligent and you see and you're a seer and you have these special gifts, there will be people in your life who live in denial, who play on your emotions, who play on your heart space, who play on your clarity, who play on your wisdom. And they will constantly spiritually attack you or try to. Now, if you're in that energy spiritually attacking me, oh yeah, best believe I'm about to stand up for myself. In person, in real life, and online. Don't think because I don't have people around me, I'm an easy target. Because I'm going to show you real quick. My ancestors is going to show you real quick. My guides is going to show you real quick. But you can play with it if you want to. It's your life. It's your life. Let me just pull a few and then I'm going to end this reading. Clarify this jealousy. Yeah. And it's a real shame. It's a real shame. It is a real shame. And I don't like, shaming people. But it's a real shame when masculine energies are so determined or are so jealous and envious of feminine energies. It is a real shame. It is a sickness. It is a disease. It is an attack on feminine energy. Absolutely not. Spirit don't trust you. Absolutely not. We don't trust masculines in that energy. Absolutely not. Be real with yourself. Be so honest with yourself. And honestly, again, I feel like this issue, with emperors or masculine energies that be on that type of timing, with feminine energies, is because you want to be the feminine energy, because they want to be the feminine energy. Whether they intentionally do it or not, these are masculines who turn their divine feminines or feminine energies into masculines. These are masculines who make it so difficult to create a safe space for their feminine energy to thrive. So no, you are not trusted with divine feminine's heart. No, you are not a safe space. And no, the egomaniac decisions and choices and moves that you want to make is not going to be fulfilled with the divine feminine you are targeting. Divine feminine can, okay, somebody could be burdened by, somebody could be receiving a karma by these, friends that they're running to, right? Receiving a karma of this Three of Cups energy, which is they could be burdened. Nine of Wands energy. Okay, and in this Two of Wands energy. That's sad. It's real life sad, but no, spirit don't trust you on that type of timing. Spirit don't trust you when you can clearly see, you know, emotional immaturity. You can clearly see when you can clearly see that um when you can clearly see that how do I say it? Masculine energies who compete with divine feminine. Sad. Okay? Could feel burdened. Wanting feminine in isolation, lack of communication, clarity, right? High priestess with the Seven of Cups. Emotional confusion to High Priestess. It ain't never gonna work. And the sooner you can realize that and surrender your ego, the better for you. But you can keep trying if you want to. You can keep trying if you want to. Okay? Spirit wants you to reflect. Take the time to reflect. Come into a new perspective. Okay? Because it just ain't gonna work out for the toxic karmic masculines the ways in which that they intend. No matter how much they try to perfect being performative professional pretenders, right? Because, you know, masculines have a hard time being, you know, in alignment or at, you know, at one with their emotions. And it's not all masculines, but, you know, those karmic masculines hailing from the karmic energy and just karmic masculines in general have a harder time being in tune and in touch with their emotions. So a lot of the times they gotta pretend or build relationships off of materialism, right? Build relationships off of egomania, status, superficial things, materialism, controlling a feminine's life to the point of her wanting her to be hyper codependent on the masculine. But you can't do that to a divine feminine who has broke free from her codependent issues and who has woken up and healed through a lot of that toxic karmic bullshit. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. And you speaking up, right? You being vulnerable, you continually being rooted in who you are, how you're guided to move, being in alignment with the Most High is going to put these people in this Five of Wands energy. Okay? And they could be under divine judgment, heavy divine judgment for not taking heed to the Most High. Okay? Or feeling like, or trying to do these power moves or power plays and egomaniac plays and stuff like that just to say that they, you know, just to say that they did it, or just to feel like they have some sort of control over your life, when really they're doing, you know, they're doing the bare minimum or less than the bare minimum for you. Okay, yeah. We got the Five of Swords energy. right? Folks trying to be in this Five of Swords energy towards you. But again, so release that, divine and divine feminine, release that too. Like I said, you are in this energy of releasing the need for validation other than your own. You're releasing um, trying to go hard to get those you love to wake up, right? And you are releasing control yourself so that you can pour deeper into yourself as you should. Okay? Gratitude. I hope that helps. Hope it resonates. If it do, be sure to like the video, comment, subscribe. Go ahead and share the video so we can reach more divine love chosen beings ready to receive this truth, this peace, and this love. If you need to find me anywhere, everything is in the description. Fulfill the prophecy and follow me. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.